Hi everyone, so welcome to our Glow Up event by Exodus Promise. My name is Shadi Powell and I am the host of today's event. I really hope that today's event bless your heart in some way. Welcome to our Faith and Wellness virtual event. So as you can see, you see the speakers that will be coming up. But just before we start, we're just going to enter into prayer and then we go straight into it. So I'm just going to pray, guys. So, dear Heavenly Father, right now, I just want to thank you for today. Thank you for today's event. I just pray that the viewers will be blessed in abundance. I pray that their lives will be changed. I pray that their mental health will be aided in some way, oh God. Take full control of today. I pray that this event will go smoothly in the mighty name of Jesus and people will be blessed. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. All right, guys. So, a bit about Exodus Promise. I'm just going to quickly share that and then we'll jump straight into the event. One moment. So, about Exodus Promise. Let's just jump straight in. All right, so Exodus Promise is a trendy Christian online business that sells trendy print-on-demand products and digital products, as well as offering virtual services and membership to everyday people. Exodus Promise always aim not to be ordinary, but pride themselves in providing impact, being influenced by words of encouragement while restoring hope to lives worldwide with some good news. So that's how Exodus Promise started, really. We started where, the pandemic, the effects of it really in 2020. We're currently still in it, but the way it first started, a lot of people, I've realized that the impact and the growth of suicidal rate and depression worldwide was increased since the pandemic. And so, myself, the founder, I'm a registered nurse by background, thought to create this business to help people to strengthen their faith and their mental health. So that's how Exodus Promise was really birthed. I was never, I'm an adult nurse by background. So of course, mental health is new to me. However, because of my own mental health journey, and just because of my nursing background, that kind of aided me into this business, really. And that's how Exodus Promise was even started, right? So that's how Exodus Promise started. I'm just going to quickly share the gospel just for a little bit, just to let you guys know, because we are a faith business as well. So I'm just going to quickly play like an audio quickly, and you'll just jump straight into the event. I hope you guys can hear. All right, guys. So these are the 4 steps to be saved. So I'm just going to, share the gospel, the good news, the need for Jesus. So the first stage is hearing the word of God, which is the gospel. And the gospel is about Jesus Christ. The fact that, one man that was created by God, the first man was Adam, and he disobeyed God, and so sin came into the world. Sin entered the world, and sin is when you break God's law, and that separated us from God. And so God had to find another way in order to bridge that gap, to prevent that separation between us and him. And so he decided to send his only son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for that sin, because the payment for sin was death. That was the payment for sin. And so God said, all right, I'm going to send my only son, Jesus, to die on the cross for the world one time. And bridge that gap. And so he sent his only son to die on the cross, and God raised him up from the dead, and he lives again. So, so that is what it's all about. When you read in the New Testament, it explains everything. But yeah, that is the good news. Then number two, in order to be saved, you need to believe in the word. And when you read in John, it says that the word is referring to Jesus. So all you need to do is believe in Jesus, believe that he died and he rose again from the dead. And that's what Romans 10, verse 9 to 10 says. And then number four is repenting of your sins. And when you repent, it means to turn away from your old ways. So your old ways of living, the way you used to live before you know God, you're gonna turn away from that. And how do you turn away from that? So it's just you simply asking God, praying to God and asking him, look, God, I'm sorry, I'm a sinner, I'm sorry that I've wronged you, forgive me of my sins and cleanse me from every unrighteousness. And just tell him that, look, I receive your son Jesus Christ into my life, and from this day forth, I want to live for you. I want to serve you with all of my heart, my mind, my body, my soul. Like everything that I do, God, I want to do it for you from today. So that's what it means to turn away from your sin. You're acknowledging God, that you're acknowledging the need for Jesus
Oh,
into your
that's what.
life. And then the final stage is baptism. So baptism is so important because it symbolizes, so it's not the sprinkle of water, but it is the total submerge in water. I think a lot of people say in the controversy, saying that, oh, when you eat, if you baptize as a baby, does that count? I don't think it counts, because at the end of the day, when you hear God's word, you need to be able to understand it and understand what the gospel is all about. But if you do understand it, I'm not saying that young people or a child cannot understand God's word. If you understand the need and the need for the gospel, then you know then that counts. But the baptism I'm talking about is not the sprinkle, but the submerge into water, and that needs to be done by a pastor, an ordained pastor. And so Jesus commands us in the New Testament that you need to be baptized in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's what you need to be baptized in. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. And that's what Jesus said, So, yeah, so those are the four stages in how to be a Christian. It's not that hard. I don't know why people, misinterpret what does it mean to actually be a Christian. Being a Christian is not just about going to church every Sunday. It's not about that. It's about the relationship that you have with God. Like that's what it's all about, your relationship with God. And in order to have a relationship with God, in order to have a personal relationship with God, it starts with Jesus. The Bible says that Jesus is the only way. There's no other way to be saved. There's no other way to get to heaven. There's no other way to be with God but through his only son, Jesus Christ. That's how you can be saved. That's how you guarantee your spot in heaven. That's how you become a Christian, through having a personal relationship with God by accepting his son, Jesus Christ, into your life. That's it. Nothing else. Um, All right. So thank you so much for listening. I just wanted to quickly share the gospel in just little small audio clips. So now that we've get that, now that we've done that, now we're just gonna go straight into the event. So our next speaker is Natalie, and she is a content creator. She's been a content creator for a while, and I know her personally. She is part of WMB ministry. She's a singer as well, but she's meant to be singing today, but she's not feeling too well. So she'll be just sharing her journey, her mental health journey, really. So, Natalie, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you are in the chat. Yeah, she's ready. All right, so I'm just gonna add you to the stream now.
Hi.
All right, take it
I'm
away,
live right
Nats.
now, right?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Hi. I am Natalie, but also Tally, because that's what I go by. Yeah, I should have probably put Tally because my name is Natalie, but you can call me Tally. I've been asked to share about my mental health journey, so I didn't really script this because I guess it's just my experience, so it's just gonna come out exactly how it comes out, kind of thing. But yeah, just give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, I've had an interesting one with mental health personally, because I feel like what's happening? Because I feel like all my life I wasn't really conscious of mental health or like feeling like your mind not being right or any of that. I didn't really have an experience like that until I was 16 and I was in my final year of secondary school. Actually, I'd say, yeah, so 15, when I was 15. That's when I really experienced like mental health for the first time, but it was literally nothing that was ever spoken about. So even when I was going through it, I didn't realize I was going through like that my mental health wasn't good. I didn't even realize until later, because I feel like right after I had like mental health situation, that's when it became prevalent to sort of talk about it, because before then it was like I just knew I was extremely sad till like after, because then I feel like people started talking about it. So yeah, I was like 15. I was a very like happy, sociable, like always trying to make people laugh, always trying to be like, I don't know, just like goofy and like cheeky and all of them things. That's the type of person I was in high school, and I drastically changed. Like it wasn't even like a small difference where like you go from one thing to another. Like it was like a very huge like shift in my personality, and literally all the people around me were like, why are you always moody, because like it just became like a thing. And I didn't even realize what was happening to me, but all of a sudden I'll just be crying all the time, just be sad, always leaving like social events like early, just like because I don't want to be there anymore. It was very like a weird territory for me to maneuver in. But yeah, so that's my first like experience of mental health, and I remember like it got progressively worse within that year, and it just became more and more. And I guess my factors, the things that were sad, were like different things. I guess it was like just feeling like I'm not good enough, like having insecurities, and then also like feeling like, oh, I'm not gonna achieve like the grades I want, I'm not gonna be able to do what I want, and feeling like it's actually the end of the world if I don't get like the GCSE grades I want, feeling like everything won't make sense. I end up having so many problems with friends and like losing friends, feeling like all the things that I guess were like my life and were like the center of where like going. But I remember in the midst of my depression, so like I don't know if you guys know, but I'm pretty sure you know, but like in year 11 everyone gets a bigger summer than normal. So we started summer like a month before everyone else. So we like initially, before I lost all my friends, we planned to like go to barbecues and like do all these like teenage stuff. But obviously I literally stayed in my room the whole time during that summer with my sister. I don't know if you guys know, but there was this thing called Big Clash. only time I left the house to go to that place. And I remember we took the train to get to the place, and I remember being outside and telling her like I can't go inside. Like I don't know, it was weird. I just didn't want to be around people. I was like, this is I don't think I'm capable of like being here. So it was like such a battle. But during that time, that's when I found God. In the midst of all of these things where I felt alone, where I didn't have friends, and all of these things. That's when I saw Perry Hill and all of that. So I grew up in a Christian home. I grew up around like Christianity. My dad is like a pastor and everything like that. So I was very like well like surrounded by it, but I never like felt connected to it weirdly. But when I found like them poets, they were like cool. They didn't like strip their own identity. When I mean identity, I mean like just being yourself and like expressing yourself through fashion, through things. They loved Jesus, like they were burning for him, but they were still themselves. And that was always an aspect of Christianity. I felt like if I'm to be a Christian, I know I'm not like gonna be like everybody else. And I always felt like I can't be a Christian because I'm not like everyone else, because the type of church I went to was very like rigid and stuff like that. It's the first time I saw Christians be transparent about their struggles and the things that they went to. So I related to all of that and I felt connected to it. And so I started to listen to that, and that's when I found God, I guess, in my room. And then finally results day came at the end of that summer, and I didn't get the grades I wanted, but I went home, and I remember just feeling like I don't want to be here anymore, because like I've lost my friends, I don't like how I look. And now the one thing I thought, oh, maybe let me go and bang grade, I didn't even bang grade. So I'm thinking, what is there to live for really? Like, do you know what I mean? So I remember being in my room and I start tweeting like sporadically, just like tweeting. It wasn't obvious that it's like suicidal tweets, but it was like pretty deep. But like obviously I didn't want people to think I'm suicidal, because obviously then people would know I'm crying for help. But I was crying for help basically. I remember the last tweet I wrote is, I understand why people feel like this now. And I remember at that point I'd sort of made up in my mind that like, yeah, I'm gonna do something about it. I just want the pain to stop. And I remember like being in the space where I'm literally like on the verge of like doing something to myself, and literally it sounds mad, but like something slapped me. I know it's God, but like something like hit me, and like I went to bed. Like I went to bed for a long time. I remember when I woke up, I remember just taking myself up and thinking, what happened? Like that was so supernatural. And then walking outside, and I'm walking by myself, and then during that walk I was like, okay, I know you don't want me to go. I know you want me to be here. So I'm giving you my life. You can do whatever you want with it, because me, I'm done like living for myself. And that's when I found God. And that's when, yeah, like it's been after finding God, it's been weird, because I feel like everything was being reprogrammed. Like even the way I look at myself, the way I see myself, it's like now God is like allowing me to see myself through his eyes. And literally he built me back up. Like it's so weird, like because I still have moments of sadness like now. Like I don't think that, I think that's part of the human experience, and I have depressive episodes, but I don't think that the heavy depression I had then, I've never experienced anything like it. I just feel like all the things that I was very like sad about, like first of all with the friends thing, God brought me like restored me in that sense, where like I have friends now that genuinely care for me. And I was scared to let people in, because I'm like, I'm just gonna get betrayed again. But God restored me in that sense. So like my circle of friends and stuff is like, it's a beautiful place to be, where I can be transparent and vulnerable, and like if I'm going through something, I'm not alone anymore, because during that time I didn't have anyone. So God really like restored me in that sense. And even to do with like me and like grades and all of that stuff, is like I stopped looking at like what everybody else's version of like success or anything like that, and I'm just walking in my own lane and trusting God with what he has for me, not what like society or what like my other peers are doing. I stopped like living my life in comparison to those that are like the same age as me. And even the way like I look so different now. I don't even wear like makeup the way I used to. I remember I used to always feel obliged to like have contour, have all these things going for myself, weave. I even got dreads now. I used to like wear weave, but God is like reconstruct now to like the way I felt then. So like yeah, that's like my experience of like mental health and finding God and like God helping me through that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say really. So thank you for listening to my story. I guess I can say like a little word of encouragement for people who are like going through stuff. I think one thing I really struggled with is like trying to like do stuff the way that everyone's doing it, and not being content with the fact that I will just have it off, and I do look different, and I like different things. I'm not like the average individual. I just think sometimes it's okay to be different. It's okay to like not be like everybody. Also, I really would tell my younger self like, bro, if these people are, if you have no one around you who, if you feel down, you can't talk to, that's a real issue. Those are not your friends. Those are like not your friend. And I know it's difficult to like find people who you can confide in. I would say pray about it, but also like there's professional help out there. Before God restored me, I was still by myself. I remember the way I got through it was like I'll journal verse I can give someone, and also just find something you really love, like see yourself like, and what you're like when you're like connecting with this thing, and see that you're like, you are like happy, not happy, but you find joy, and you're like, you find fulfillment in that. And I think it will help, but I don't know, like really mental health is a different thing. But yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Nats, for sharing that wonderful journey of yours. Thank you so much for sharing that, Natalie, and just for giving advice as well. That was really good and impactful. Just before we go to the next speaker, which is Naya, I'm just gonna show you guys, just share a screen of the inspiration behind this whole event. Right, that's how it even became a glow up event. It was because of this ultimate glow up digital planner that I created. So just want to quickly share with you a short little video, and then we just go straight into um, straight to the next speaker. One moment, guys. Um, let's turn up the volume. Okay. So that was just a short little promo. So the next speaker that's coming up is Naya, and she is a qualified midwife. Oops, 1 minute in the background. Sorry about that background. Yeah, so the next person that's coming up is Naya, and she is a qualified midwife, and also she is a anesthetic. I hope I said that right. But she'll be sharing with you her body image journey and how she even got started in starting her own business and all that jazz. So, Naya, let me know if you're ready. Yeah, okay. So she's ready. I'm gonna just put her on the stream.
Hi everyone. So yes, Shade is correct. My name is Naya and I'm a qualified midwife. And on the side, I'm also an esthetician. So I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet. Natalie's um, Natalie's goal was lovely. I think mine is a bit different, but also quite similar because it still involves things like mental health, the way you feel about yourself, and then the way you feel around others, and what you want to do about it, etc. So yeah, I wanted to start my business a few years ago, but I didn't really have the confidence or I didn't really have much of a vision. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't really know how I would start it. Um, so yeah, and it came about because like when I was younger, I mean, I guess everybody has some sort of body image concern. We all grow up now in a society where body image is seen as something that's important. You're always looking at yourself in the mirror. You're either happy with what you see, or sometimes, yes, you're happy with what you see, but sometimes there's different things that you feel you could change about yourself, or everybody has that one thing that they could change if they wanted to. That doesn't take away the self love that you still can have for yourself. So when I started this business, I had that in mind in the back of my head, the things I had went through, the things I've seen or witnessed other people go through, or the different reviews I've had in the past, etc. So when I was younger, I was a athlete, a fully trained, qualified athlete. I was in top form, I was in top shape. I was training like 5, 6 times a week, sometimes twice a day, once before school, once after school. Like I really wanted to be an Olympian. I was doing sprinting on the track, I was doing swimming in the pool. But obviously, sometimes things change and they never really teach you how to deal with life when things change or when things go you start to go down like a different path. Not that my path became negative because I still ended up being a midwife. However, that took away from the amount of studying I had to do, took away from the amount of training that I could do. So I ended up putting sports to one side. And obviously, if you end up putting sports to one side, especially where you were training so severely, you were on a strict diet, you were always training, you were always busy, you were always active, then sometimes that starts to go by the wayside. And what can happen is as you grow older, you start to develop your concentration and your focus is on other things. You can start to add on weight, you can start to see things about yourself that you wish you could change, etc. So yeah, and then obviously, growing up, your people around you start to notice different things. Sometimes you know how Caribbean people can be. Like sometimes they'll tell you, "Oh, you've put on weight," or but sometimes they'll say things that are to them is something similar to a compliment, which is like absolutely not. But certain things you don't necessarily want to see or hear about yourself, but it's out of your control. Like really, realistically. So, certain times my parents would tell me, "Oh, you're putting on weight. Oh, you need to lose weight." And there was times when my weight, there was nothing I could do about it. Like it was just fluctuating. One minute it would be down, one minute it would be up, one minute I'm really hungry, one minute I'm starving, or I'm full and I don't feel like eating. But that's my journey. Other people have other things that they wish that they could change, one thing that they could, have a bit more control over, etc. So I started the aesthetics business, and I have like a range of different treatments. For example, like if you're somebody who's just had surgery, whether it be, you're getting over cancer and you've just had surgery like a mastectomy or something, or you've got lymphedema, which is to do with like a lot of fluid retention. Some of the older generation will know about what I'm talking about. Post operation, or if you've got something like lymphedema, it's really good to have massages. So lymphatic drainage massages, I do those. I also provide injectables like vitamin injections. So, for example, you're probably grown up on cod liver oil, B12, Floradix, all those things. I give them in an injection so that it can boost you. So whether you're coming to the retirement age, whether you're working 37 hours a week, whether you're working two jobs, or whether you're trying to just get through uni and get to the end of your week, that can give you like a little booster. It helps to transport iron. It makes you a little bit less tired. It can boost your mood. It reduces depression, anxiety, all those different things. Vitamin C can also help build your immunity. It can help boost the skin, repair skin cells, repair tissue, etc. So there's different treatments that I can provide, and I'd like to, just give people that happiness that they've always wanted or needed, or just that little thing that they could tweak at an affordable price. And that's what I'm happy to do. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from. And it usually it helps with people's mental health, with people's confidence. So yeah.
Thank you, Naya, for sharing. So thank you so much for sharing. So that's the reason why you started the business, right? To help
Yep.
people with their body image. Wow, that's amazing. All right. So thank you, Naya. I'll remove you. Thank you so much, Naya, for sharing that wonderful story. So I just have a little treat for you guys. So, Exodus Promise, as I said, is a trendy online business, and so I decided to come up with this little video how you can create your own DIY adventure bag. And the point of the adventure bag is to simply just help you to get out there in nature and journal as well. So the video I'll be sharing with you is just to explain to you the benefits of journaling and the benefits of just nature in general. And having those two combo is like having double benefits, right? So I'm gonna quickly share with you the video that I have planned. One moment, guys. So that's the video. So I hope you guys enjoy this little video that I made. Um, thank you. I'll start. Let me just double check. Is anyone hearing the video that's being played? It's not. Okay. I'm not sure. 'Cause it was working before. All right, let me just see what I can do. Sorry, guys, about this. Oh my God! Here I thought it's going smoothly. It's going well. I did increase the volume. That's the highest I can go. Uh, Let me see. Okay, I'll play and then let me know if you're hearing it. Are you hearing it? So you're hearing that? Okay.
Hi guys, so welcome to
Are you hearing this?
101. My name is Shadi Powell and I am the founder of Exodus Promise. So in today's
You
video,
hearing the video now?
what is an adventure bag, how you can create one, and so this is a tote bag that I have from Exodus Promise, and this is what I'll be taking with on the road to you know for the adventure. So this is my own adventure bag, and so everyone's adventure bag is different. I mean, your adventure bag might be a backpack. Your adventure bag might be a small tote bag. Your adventure bag can be any type of bag that you're comfortable with that you can take on the road with you. Right? So that is what an adventure bag is. What makes an adventure bag unique is that they have soul care items, so little mini items that can aid your mental health. Okay, so now that we have that covered, now what can we put or how can we create an adventure bag? Let me just show you. So in this same bag here that I said earlier, I have some things that I um, gonna be using on the road or might be using right to aid in my mental health. So I'll be sharing with you what's in my adventure bag. Okay, so just a quick disclaimer. These items that I'm about to show you are not necessarily what you necessarily need, right? But as I said earlier, these items are soul care items that can help with your mental health. So if reading is your favorite thing to do, you put a reading book in. If writing is your favorite thing to do, whatever it is, right? Those are the items that you have inside your bag to help with your mental health, um, providing that it's healthy, the habits that you do, like journaling, um, just music, de-stressing, and all that. These items that I'm about to show you are not necessarily needed for you. You know, these are for me, and yours might be different from mine. So that's what's going on. You gotta have a mask, right? Because you're going out on the road, and so you gotta have a mask. Then I have my alcohol gel, so that has to be an essential in my venture bag. In my venture bag, the first thing that I have is a bottle, right, to store my water. So you have to hydrate, and when you're going on the road, you can't afford to be dehydrated. So definitely get yourself a bottle. And this is from Exodus Promise as well, and it says Jesus comes in his hand. And really like this design. And what else is that? I'm a hat girl, so of course I gotta have my hat. So I'll be wearing my hat while I'm on the road, right?
What's going on? Oh Lord. Let me just. What's going on with the video? Okay. Sorry, guys, just having a bit of technical difficulty, which is strange. Um, okay. Let's just go back to where we were.
Stressing and all that. So these items that I'm about to show you are not necessarily needed for you. These are for me, and yours might be different from mine. So that's what's going on. bottle, I have a mask. Then I have my alcohol gel, and it has to be central in my venture bag. In my venture bag, the first thing that I have is a bottle, right, to store my water. So you have to hydrate. I mean, going on the road, you can't afford to be dehydrated. So definitely get yourself a bottle. And this is from Exodus Promise as well. And it says, Jesus comes to say, yeah. Really like this design. And what else is in my picture bag? I'm a hat girl, so of course I gotta have my hat. So I'll be wearing my hat while I'm on the road, right? And it says just breathe. So depending if you are a hot person, but if you are, you can definitely get this just breathe hat. I love it, and it definitely goes with my outfit. All right. So the next item that I have is my body splash. Yeah. So definitely get yourself a nice body spray. Just start smelling good, right? On the road. So that you have in my venture bag is I have a devotional. So depending on if you're a person of faith, but I have my devotional, and it really helps me to word it, very good one, and it just really centers me about learning about God and all that jazz. So yeah, that's what I have in my future. Then next thing I have is I can also have like a word search. So depending where I am, right? The next part of the video, I'll be showing you where you can go, right? So I have like word search as well. So like word search, but I have a word search like that. And I also have another devotional. So just to, as I said, get you know, getting that strength in my faith, even as I am on my walk. So yeah. And next item that I have is I am not anxiety notebook, and this is from Exodus Comics as well. And I love this notebook here. The design is sleek. Next item that I have in my lecture bag, of course, you gotta have a journal, right? And it just depends on if you're a physical journaler or digital. I have both, right? So this is my physical journal, and it's my prior journal planner, and this is available on Amazon. So if you're interested and you love prior journaling, definitely get this. It will definitely change your whole prior life and perspective altogether. I love this prior journal planner. It literally has a tracker inside, so a prior habit tracker inside. And if you struggle with praying and know how to pray, and there's a prior method acronym called W.A.R, and I'm going to give you the base on how to actually pray. So yeah, you gotta have a journal. If you're gonna help your mental health, you gotta have a journal. So if you're not a physical journaler, we have a digital version. So we have my Ultimate Glow digital planner that's available on Gumroad that has an inbuilt digital planner inside, right? Journaling or expressive writing in general helps to boost your mood, enhance your sense of well being, improve your working memory, effective in helping people manage their depressive symptoms, also help people suffering from anxiety disorders, and is an excellent method for managing stress. It also helps with recovery in terms of past trauma. Daily journaling in general is an excellent habit to aid your mental health in general, according to positivepsychology.com. If you are done daily journaling, there are 9 benefits that you will reap. One, it will promote or enhance creativity. Two, it will motivate you towards your goal. 3, it will help you with daily recovery from daily stresses. 4, it will help you identify your thought pattern. 5, it will reduce stress and releases tension. 6, it facilitates your learning. 7, it increases an attitude of gratitude. 8, it enhances literary writing and self discovery. And 9, it allows you to have written record for future references and reflection. All right. So the next thing that we have, I have to have some lip gloss. I don't know about you, but I love when my lips are just, not dry. So I have this little pouch from Exodus Promise, and inside it's just basically lip gloss, lip balm, wireless headphones to listen to music, headphones as well, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that's in this little pouch here. I've also Kindle. If you see the video earlier, I kind of showed you. You can also read your ebook on the digital planner. Inside some pens. I'm a big fan of pens, highlighters, you know, all that jazz. So yeah. And then I have a coloring book as well because I'm age my mental health. This one, and you can find it on Amazon. I have my phone just to like listen to music, really. And as I'm like either I'm reading or walking, just listen to music. So yeah, that's all in my adventure bag. So yeah, guys, that's it. Okay, so now that we've covered what is an adventure bag, how we can pack an adventure bag, what to include, let's cover where to go. All right, so everyone's different, and so everyone's preference might be different, right? So if I was to go on an adventure, I would go to a park, right, where there's nature around, and either a coffee shop, I can go to a coffee shop as well, or anywhere that is peaceful and just like serene. So aim for somewhere like that. But if that's not your scene, then go to some places where people are, you can just simply take a walk and in your neighborhood, like wherever it is, and just sitting down and just resting, whatever your preference is, as long as it's helping with mental health, that is the point of the adventure bag, right? For you to go out and to get some fresh air and just to relax and de-stress, unwind, sort of your thoughts and all that jazz. So that is where you can go. Anywhere that you prefer that will help you with the mental health. If you're not able to go outside, you can bring nature inside. And also you can have little items to aid your mental health. So for example, just a simple cushion that has nature photos. So this is actually a photo that I took. Branches. These are branches and the blue sky. So you can literally bring nature around. Another way you can bring in nature is just by getting a photograph. So this is an actual photograph of the park that I went recently. And literally look how beautiful it is. And it's a beautiful one and Xmas promise. You can also get real plants, such as this one. So I love flowers. If you're a flowers person, or if not, just get simple real plants all around you, and that can bring the nature in, right? And I love flowers. So have as much natural plant around as possible. You can also do simple DIYs to bring in nature. So literally yesterday, my daughter and I made this little DIY of a simple, the flower petals and like the little tree here. That's some ways that you can bring in nature. Yesterday, I created this little frame here of the flower. So there's just simple little small little hacks that you can bring in nature to just aid your mental health And also to further help your mental health, you can have encouraging quotes around your house, such as this one. And this says, just breathe and believe. So just having all those little simple soul care items can really, really help with your mental health. All right. So now that you know what's an adventure bag, what to pack in it, and where to go, are you ready to come with me on an adventure? Let's go. According to FrostScience.org, there are many benefits in regarding to being in nature or watching nature scenes. Some of the benefits include it reduces stress levels, including chronic stress and the negative impact that comes with it. It also reduces blood pressure, lower heart rate, reduces muscle tension, lower production of cortisol, and it also improves your mood by reducing irritability and low mood. According to mind.org.uk, natural light is helpful for seasonal affective disorder, which is a type of seasonal depression, and it also helps with anxiety and depression between mild to moderate. So, being in nature and being exposed to natural light is really helpful for your mental health. Some of the benefits include it improves your confidence and self esteem, it also helps you to be more active, it reduces loneliness, and it also helps you to feel more connected with nature.
So I thought to add that little bird background. So I really hope that you enjoyed this little short video. It was a little small project for me. It was the first time doing a video like this, so I really hope that you appreciate it and you create your own adventure bag, just by simply just any bag that you want, and just go in nature, because that's the point, to just go out and just get some fresh air for and to help you with your mental health. So now that we finished with that video, we're gonna go to Natalie again, and she said that she's feeling a little bit better. So we're gonna add her to the live, and she's just gonna sing for us today. Nat, let me know when you're ready. Give a thumbs up if you're ready. Was that a yes? Just type in the chat, please. Nat. Okay. I just wait for her for a bit. But yeah, it's so amazing how nature, just nature alone. So just imagine combining nature and journaling together. Like that's gonna be like double bonus for your mental health. So, and I've seen it, I've experienced it my own self as well, where I used to work from home, and just because I work from home, I didn't really want to go outside, to be honest. It was really hard to go outside. But I have seen a difference when you do go outside, fresh air, and it just helps you. I don't know, it just feels like energy. It's like you're energized whenever you go outside, just feeling that cold air on you, and just, oh, I don't know, it's just really refreshing. And it does help. I remember when I was in university and I was really severely stressed out, and to manage my stress, I was able to just, it was me and my friends. Salome, shout out to you. Makoni and Sian, shout out to you. But yeah, we used to like walk around in the park, and we'll just literally walk a whole mile around the park. And it was just a huge park. But that was how we were able to manage our stress, and help with our mental health. So it really, really helped me. So yeah, it's not okay. But you can just sing. Just let me just, Natalie is ready now. Okay, let me just put you on the stream. Thank you, Nat.
Hi. Wait, hold on. Damn, things are just falling. Okay. Hi guys. I picked the song I'm gonna sing because it's about like when things are like, I guess, about anxiety and depression and stuff like that, and when things are like sort of falling apart in your head and you can't make sense of it. And it's called Palm of Your Hand by Maverick. So I'm just gonna sing it. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Um, Spinning out of control, I feel it. Losing my defenses. No, it's not easy letting go and trusting you. And if I'm being honest, I know you. And though you've said you got letting go, spinning out of control, I feel it. Losing my defenses. No, it's not easy letting go and trusting you. And I will stop and breathe and rest in your goodness. I know you won't leave, it's my confidence. And I will stop and breathe and rest here in your goodness. I know you won't leave, it's my confidence. Here I am in the palm of your hand. Nothing can take me away. Nothing can take me away. Here I am in the palm of your hand. Nothing can take me away. Nothing can take me away. And I will stop and breathe and rest here in your goodness. I know you won't leave, it's my confidence. And I will stop and breathe and rest here in your goodness. I know you won't leave, it's my confidence. Here I am in the palm of your hand. Nothing can take me away. Nothing can take me away. Here I am in the palm of your hand. Nothing can take me away. Nothing can take me away. Nothing. No one can take me away. Nothing, no one can take me away. And I'm going to sing another song. It's by Chandler Moore. It's called He Understands. And I like this song because it's talking about how God understands the struggles that we go through as human beings. I'm not going to lie, like being alive is not easy. And it's never really been easy, to be honest. But just to know that God understands and he's been a man, like he's been on earth and he's lived this like life. So he knows everything that we go through. So it says, there's nothing new under the surface. Questions we have been said and done. Fully God and man, he felt it all. High as king, but still he's low enough to meet us wherever we are. He understands. He was alone, left by his friends. And foxes have holes, he had nowhere to go, no place to lay his head. So if anyone knows, he understands. There's nothing new under the sun. Questions we have been said and done. Fully God and man, he felt it all. Highest king, but still he is long enough to meet us wherever we are. He understands. He was alone, left by his friend. And foxes have holes, he had nowhere to go, no place to lay his head. So if anyone knows, he understands. Yeah, that's it.
Wow. And you said you were ill, but that voice is fire. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so the next speaker that's coming up is Jasmine, and she is a registered nurse and also a qualified health coach. So she'll be showing us a small clip. She'll introduce herself, of course, and then a small clip of all about coping mechanisms for mental health and depression, because mental health is a wide umbrella. So let me just be specific. So depression, really, and anxiety, coping mechanism for those. So Jasmine, just let me know when you're ready. Just type in the chat that you're ready. Just waiting for Jasmine. But yeah, Natalie, beautiful, beautiful voice. I could not top that at all. My voice, it's okay, but it's not like your level. So, but I really enjoy your ministering in song. Jasmine, are you ready? I'm assuming that just give a thumbs up when you're ready. Thumbs up in the chat if you're ready. Just waiting, guys. But I really hope that if you're watching on the live or you're watching on the replay, that this event is blessing your heart. If it does, definitely comment down below in the chat. Jasmine, are you ready? Just put a thumbs up if you are. Type in the chat if you can, so I'll know what's happening. But yeah, definitely if this event is blessing your heart, leave some comments so I can share with our viewers how it's been blessing you. Let us know. I know that mental health is not really a topic that people really like to talk about, because of course you can't see the condition, right? But mental health is something so important. I mean, I've been through it myself, so I know it's important to talk about. And I've seen if your mental health is not right, your whole body is not right, your whole life is not right. So you need to, definitely cherish. Your mental health. All right. So in the meantime, as we're about to wait for Jasmine, we're just gonna share. We're just gonna share. Let me just double check. Leave in the chat what you've learned so far, actually. So whatever you learned so far since you've been in the Globe event, let me know in the chat down below. I would love to know what you guys are learning so far. All right. Okay. So Gams, in the meantime, as we wait for Jasmine, Gams is gonna give us some motivation because she's a motivational speaker. So I'm gonna add Gams next to the lineup. Thank you, Gams, for just stepping in.
Guys, can you hear me? Just to make sure.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. So I'm going to introduce myself. And I was thinking, how do I start to introduce myself? And I was just going to say, I'm a child of God, because it's so easy to like do all the intros and say, I do this, I do that, and I do that. But God has been teaching me, especially in this season, to be a daughter more than a doer of just doing things. Because we start to have like this perception of identity in what we do. So, first and foremost, I am simply a child of God, and it's a privilege to be one. I'm a daughter of the Most High God. I love Jesus with all of my heart, and I'm so excited to encourage everybody and just share my story. And I've really loved just hearing everyone's experiences, because mental health is one of those things where we're gradually getting used to sharing our private journeys, and I feel like it's an honor just to be here and just hear what you guys have experienced in your life, because it's something so like, I guess, like vulnerable to do, and especially in this context, not everyone knows each other and stuff like that. It's just a brave thing to do. So well done everyone for your courage. So I am a motivational speaker as well. So I used to be called Gams Inspires, so that's my old Instagram name. But you can find me on Instagram now under the name Beloved Addison _. So just say that again, Beloved Addison _. Addison is spelled ADDISON. So yeah, I had the transition from Gams Inspires to Beloved Addison because of what I was saying in the beginning about changing my perspective of myself. Because when I was under the title of Gams Inspires, it was more focusing on, I guess, what I do, the gift of speaking. But then Beloved Addison brings me back to beloved. The name is to do with God's love, that I'm belonging to God, I'm his child. And Addison is the name that God gave me to transition out of my old thinking, because it's like a new name can really symbolize a new way of looking at yourself, a new identity. So it's like, I'm loved, I'm a child of God, and with this new name I'm able to detach from the old ways I used to see myself, and see myself as this new creation in Christ, sort of thing. Kind of like how Natalie refers to herself as Tali, because that was another thing that God guided her to do. It was like in that season when God changed my name, it was like, it's not that I don't use my old name or anything, it's just that this is something to help me renew my mind, because that's part of my mental health process of seeing myself in a different way from how I used to see myself. Because a lot of the things that we struggle with mental health is to do with our identity, our self-image, low self-esteem, feeling worthless. And it's like God is just bringing that out of me and filling me with his truth. And that's some way that God has guided me also in terms of what works for me, because not everyone's going to change their name or something like that, but it's just different methods help different people. And that's the exciting thing about walking with God, the Holy Spirit. He'll guide us in unique ways, just the way like Sade was sharing the adventure bag. It's like that is something that can help a certain group of people, but some people might not necessarily connect with that, but they might connect with the things she was talking about, going for walks. Because I used to go for walks so much when I started my healing journey after I dropped out of uni. So pretty much most of my life I think I was stable mentally, but I was probably building up mental health issues from all the things I was seeing and going through in my life, because I'd been bullied, I'd seen domestic violence, my parents separated, so much stuff was happening. The media was just confusing my mind about my body. So by the time I was in sixth form, I was very insecure. Then I met a guy and I got heartbroken. Fast forward, went to my uni. Then that's when God intervened. I had a miracle encounter of Jesus Christ in my room with two of my friends, and it was after that date the Holy Spirit led me to drop out of uni. So I dropped out and I had a year out, a whole gap year with God, and God was just guiding me, talking to me, leading me on what to do with my life. And in that period of time, in terms of healing, he was very intentional of how I would go about that. And then the following year he led me to do my UCAS application, and I thought, well, I'm going to continue. I don't know what just happened, but I thought I was going to do psychology, but then God was very specific and brought me a sign. A man in a park just stopped me and was like, I need to speak to you. And I was just thinking, what? And then he told me he's a lecturer in mental health nursing. And that's when I realized God was directing him to me to give me a clear sign to say, do mental health nursing. Because the man didn't know my life or anything. I didn't know who he was. So fast forward to today, I'm in final year of this course, mental health nursing. So this subject, this event is such a beautiful thing to be a part of whilst I'm studying this course, because it's still new to me. I'm still learning about mental health. I'm not an expert in terms of, I don't feel like I know everything. All your journeys is giving me insight and helping me to know exactly what people's real life experiences are that I can also take away onto the role, because I'm going to do my final placement next month. So I feel like even God bringing this event in front of me is so intentional, because he's guiding me in terms of hearing experiences is also a way of teaching. So I'm really grateful just that Sade, you even just hit me up to speak today and stuff like that. I wanted to just also share about my tips on mental health, because I guess it's interesting hearing someone's journey, but I think also the tips are really the things that you can carry forward away from this event. So journaling, as Sade was sharing, like just that is a very good thing to do. And I've actually got my Bible journal prompt which Sade made, and I think it's such an amazing like tool, not only to get closer to God, but also to get your thoughts onto paper. Because I was looking back at one of the ones that I did, which was, this is in the 21st of January of this year. So I was talking about anger, which is something that I'd been dealing with, and just looking back at how intentional God was, because I didn't realize I was going through anger, but that's the key scripture that I used to do the rest of that page. And funny enough, it's like I've been having to release anger in this season. There was a lot of things where I've had to have forgiveness in my life, like give other people forgiveness, forgiving men, forgiving family and stuff like that, because I didn't realize I was holding this anger, and which is part of our mental health. And God is interested in mental health. A lot of Christians shy away from talking about mental health because they think it's not real, or it's just always the devil, something like that. And it's like, sometimes it's, you need to just release your thoughts because they're affecting your emotions, and those thoughts can be released through forgiving people. So it's like, we can't box it into one thing, because it doesn't always have one cause. Sometimes it is a spiritual, maybe attack from the enemy, where he's, you know, sending spirits of fear to cause you to be anxious, stuff like that. But then sometimes it's a matter of communication, that it's just you haven't had a conversation about trauma. So I had counseling beginning of 3rd year, yeah, but it was in September last year. So that was a good way for me to talk, to release. So there's also the option to have Christian counselors, because a lot of believers, you know, they're skeptical to say, can't just go to every counselor, which is good, because some people do ungodly things. They base their counseling on religions like Buddhism and Hinduism maybe, or other stuff where it's like spiritual stuff that is not based in the Bible, and you don't want to go into that direction, because you start to open doors for things that are not godly and the enemy, basically. So it's just, I didn't have a Christian counselor. However, I felt led by God to speak to this counselor, and at the end of it I gave her the salvation prayer. So I thought perhaps God led me to her because he wanted to use me to almost evangelize to that person. As she saw me consistently every week for 3 months, she would have experienced God, because I kept talking about Jesus, because I can't separate God from my experiences. I always tell her, it wasn't like I was trying to evangelize, it's just that I kept telling her how I pray to God if I'm feeling low, or how my coping mechanism is reading the Bible. So she obviously in that time was picking up on that. But I think I would advise people to get a Christian counselor, just because sometimes the things she was encouraging to do are things that she probably learned that are to do with, like, oh, let's say someone encourages you to do something like some exercise to do with, I can't remember, like there was something like some sort of like stuff they learn, maybe like say stuff like yoga. She didn't really encourage me to do yoga, but I'm just giving that as an example. Something to do with yoga is to do with spiritual practices, where they do like poses that are to do with gods from other religion and stuff. So it's like people harmlessly sometimes encourage stuff like that, but then if you're a Christian, you know that's not something that you can do. So it's like, if she gave me tips that I didn't feel like were rooted in the Bible, I would just not do it or say, oh, thank you for sharing, but it's not like I'm going to actually go home and do it. I just picked and chose what I felt like was appropriate as a believer for me. And I wouldn't necessarily tell her like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm Christian. Or I would just say, thank you for sharing. And then at home, that's when I just pray to God, like, God, I don't agree with this. I don't know you don't agree with this, so I won't do that. But I appreciate just having someone listening to me. I think that's why I went for counseling. My reason wasn't for her to solve my issues or her to become God or anything. It was because I just needed to talk and an ear to listen and a professional setting where someone can give me suggestions but not tell me what to do. So it was only for 3 months I went, and I feel like it really impacted me in a way where it resurfaced so much that I suppressed, and the aftermath of that was hard. Like I felt really emotional, drained, tired. And I think that's where the anger came in January, as I was talking about when I was journaling. The anger started to come that I'd pushed to the bottom, and I got to release that. And some of the release wasn't in a good way. I had a moment where I just burst, kind of like a breakdown, and that I feel like God was intentional for that to happen in a safe space where I got a lot of support afterwards. And it's not something I'm ashamed of. I will always use that as a testimony to just say, in the time that I was healing, I also went through a dip, a low time, and God helped me through that. So it's okay for you to experience what you're experiencing and go through the different emotions. Don't feel like if you're having times that you're low, that you're gone backwards. It's not that you've gone backwards, it's that you're experiencing a step-by-step process. And I think people don't allow room for that sometimes, the emotions to be gradual. It's like people are so quick to say, you're healed, you're recovered, you're fine now, you're good. And it's like, it's not that you're not good or you're not healed if you're experiencing emotions. You're journeying towards that. And sometimes healing is not an instant thing where you pray, lay hands, and someone's just completely healed, because things build up over years. And God is willing to journey with us in the step-by-step process. God has walked with me for 6 years or over 6 years on this healing journey. And it's like, whilst I'm healing, I'm also being used to help others as a mental health nurse now. So it's like, whilst we're healing, we're not useless. Whilst you're recovering, it's not that your life stops. You can still go out there and do fun things and be a blessing to the community and say, I'm still healing in the process. Like Natalie's doing her YouTube, Sade's doing her ministries with the Exodus Promise, all these types of stuff. But I'm pretty sure you guys are still journeying with God in your own processes whilst you're doing other things for other people. And I think that's something we can allow room for. And I also want to encourage creativity. So in my room, I do a lot of random stuff. Sometimes I'll be painting. So this is like a painting that I did the other day. Not the other day, it was actually months ago, but you know what I mean. So like journaling, and also I have the same coloring book as Sade. Snap. But like, just all these little things get you out of your head, and you don't have to do it to be good. Just doing it to have an outlet. Outlets are so important because we take in so much. So I encourage everyone, find ways to release. Last year I got a fish. That has been so good for my mental health, because I feel in a lot of ways sometimes like I'm just not responsible. And then I start to feel bad about myself, like other people are better at being an adult. I find I'm still developing into an adult. I'm 23. So it's like, for me, I feel like sometimes the adult life is hard. And then having this fish has made me feel responsible because he's still alive. Like literally my prayer point after 4 days was like, God, thank you that the fish is still alive, because it makes me feel like I'm capable. So do things, go out there, get a pet, something random, like just do things you've never done, explore the world, get an adventure bag like Sade was sharing, and go to places you've never been. I take myself out on dates. I go and eat by myself. I journal on the date. I might go on a date with Jesus, be doing a bit of Bible study or prayer journaling on the date. Just all these things are not the one solution, but as we do all the different things, we start to see I'm actually improving. I'm starting to see my routine. I'm starting to see what works for me. It's an exciting journey to explore what works for you, and you don't have to be rigid and put it into one box. Just figure it out, trial and error. And the final thing I wanted to discuss was suicide, because something actually, funny enough, me and Natalie were talking about yesterday on the phone, and I'd been posting on my Instagram recently about what I do to manage suicidal thoughts. And I mean, like, when I say that, I feel like people sometimes might think like, oh, is that what she's thinking in her head? And it's like people get worried, and it's like, it's not even a thing of like I'm thinking to act on it, but I have moments where I feel like this life is too hard, this earth is too negative, the news, all the things going on, and then when I'm overwhelmed, I just feel like the only way that I feel like I'll feel happy is if I'm escaping that problem, and the escape for me is not to be alive, to be in heaven, to be with Jesus. So that's where I'm coming from with that, to say there are moments where the world is too heavy, and I think a lot of people will be going through that with the pandemic, and so much is happening now. There's so much pressure on young people, social media. We see statistics rising of suicide, and I'm human. I'm just because I'm a mental health nurse doesn't mean I will never experience a low mood or never want to leave this earth or feel like I don't want to be alive. Like, that's the realities. So one of the things that I do, just bear with me, to cope with that, is I have this jar, which is what I would call I don't know, I don't really call it anything. It's just like a DIY thing that I did. So this used to have pasta sauce in it. I emptied out the pasta sauce, put a label in it, and it says heaven, Bible verses, and thoughts. And as you can see, it's pretty filled up. And what I do is I have verses in there about heaven to encourage me that, you know, Jesus is coming back soon. In heaven, there's not going to be any pain. And I also write letters to myself to encourage, to say, you know, I know how you're feeling, and I know that there's a lot of pressure on you, but don't worry. Each day, just tell yourself, I'm just going to get through one day at a time, one day at a time, just stuff like that. Then I'll read it if I'm having a moment, like I'll read over all the things I've said before. Then I'll play some worship music to do with heaven, and then I start thinking about heaven, and it alters my state of mind because I start to stretch beyond what I see. And then as I stretch, I start to feel that relief. It's like it alleviates, and I feel like, okay, I can do this now. So me and Natalie's conversation was pretty much just talking about how these things, you know, everyone and anyone can go through it, and we shouldn't stigmatize it. It's okay. Like, I will pop up to one of my friends in future if I feel that way and say, you know what, today I kind of felt like I didn't want to be alive, but don't worry about me. I just wanted to express it to someone, so it's not in my own head. So I just, want to encourage you guys not to feel like you have to conceal things like this, or feel like you're weird, or like you're not a Christian. Because I think what it is with Christians sometimes is that we always want to present ourselves as we're happy today. Oh, I'm happy. God is good. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And it's like, you can be blessed in a struggle and admit it. Job was blessed whilst he had lost everything. You know, Joseph was blessed whilst he was in prison, but he can still say, you know what, I'm in prison and I'd rather not be. And it hurts and it sucks, but I'm still blessed. Like, don't feel like you have to be a robot. You're a human being, and God allows room for that as well. That is pretty much it from me.
I'm pumped. You actually motivated me.
Love that.
It's a natural gift you have, Gabs, to be honest. It's a natural gift. Like, wow.
I give God glory.
Yeah, your tips, very helpful. Jasmine, I think she beats you with the tips, boy. You know, but thank you so much, Gams, for motivating us and just inspiring us with your story. And congrats on the qualification. If I had known, I would have put it on the flyer. You know?
I'm not yet. I've still got a few months.
Soon, though. Look at that mental health.
Did you enjoy me sharing the prompts?
Oh, I can't believe. The funny thing is, when I made that journal, it was just by accident, to be honest. Because I'm like, I saw someone like had their own little tool, and I'm like, I can make this. I can make something simpler for beginners, you know. And then I just researched it, and God just said, okay, let's do this. And then literally I YouTubed it. Anything I don't know, I YouTubed it. The digital journal that you see that I made, I YouTubed it. I was literally in a place of stagnation. I was stuck, didn't know what to do with my life. And, you know, I was unemployed as well for about 3 months. And so I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere. Believe it, Gams, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was watching a YouTube video, and it was talking about productivity. And I was like, okay, what can I do to be productive? Yeah. And that's how the planet came about, to be honest.
It's amazing, because I think that's what God does. He births our visions or our gifts in the time that we're struggling. Like, that's when we actually see oh, this is a solution to a problem. Do you get what I mean?
Exactly. And the thing is, right, you might think, oh, I don't need a planner. I thought I've used planners, right? I've used physical planners for years. And what I do, I would buy them and they would just sit down and gather dust, to be honest. So it's
Mm.
literally the first planner, digital planner that I've ever used. And it's actually, and it helped me, it really helped me to like be productive even while I'm waiting, because I was still looking for a job, obviously.
Mhm.
But it's because I didn't take the vaccination and the whole situation. But God came through, boop boop, because God
Wow.
never fail, right?
Glory to
And
God.
now I have a job offer, so I'm just waiting to be, to
Woo!
start. But yeah, it's just so amazing how God does things. And it
Mhm.
literally, when I made it, it was for myself. I never intended to sell it, but then I was
Mhm.
like, why not share this? Share it
No,
for the
you
whole world to
definitely.
see.
Mhm. No, it's a
Yeah, and
blessing to
then
say.
from one planner, I wrote an ebook coming out soon, called "Living Life More Purposeful" by the Five Relay Rule.
I'm
That was by accident.
excited.
That was by accident as well.
Mhm. When's that
Accident.
coming out?
Hopefully by the end of this month. Hopefully soon.
Mhm. I'll be looking out for it.
Yeah, I tell you, like literally, it's on. I have like a Gumroad shop, that it's available on. And
Mhm.
also my website is launching soon, which is www.exoduspromise.com, launching soon as well. Like literally, everything that I'm doing is by boldness and faith, because I
No, I
remember,
love it.
yeah, because before the year started, I asked God, like, what's the word for this year? And I said, confirm, because I'm a person, I like confirmation. I don't like to be like second guessing anything. I need confirmation. So I was like, okay, God. So literally how God tend to speak to me, like everywhere, if I'm listening to a podcast or watching a message and it keep repeating the same message over and over again within that
Mhm.
same week, I know that's a confirmation from
Yeah,
God. So literally, the word for this year was boldness. Literally boldness, and
love it.
everything that I'm doing so far is literally in boldness. I have no experience in that journal that you have in your hand. Okay, I have no experience in that digital journal that you see, that advertised on a promo. I have no experience, but yet still God is just leading me, on YouTube to research and do it, and just do it by faith, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, thank
Proud
you
of
so
you, and I'm
much.
sure Jesus is too.
I hope so. I hope he is, man. I hope he is.
No, thank you.
But
Thank you.
thank you so much, Gams, for inspiring us. I'll be booking you more often, but
I'm ready. Always here. No, thank you
all
guys.
right. Thank you so much,
Bye.
Gams. All right, so the next speaker that's coming up, Jasmine, you better bring it. So she's coming up next. She's a qualified nurse, and a qualified health coach, bringing us some tips, some coping mechanisms for our, if you have, for example, depression, anxiety, those are what she'll be targeting today. Of course, mental health is a large umbrella, but we just want to zoom in on the main ones, which is anxiety and depression. So, Jasmine, I'll be adding you to the stream. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, take it away.
Okie doke. Well, thank you for sharing.
You
So,
did it too.
hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm a qualified health professional and a certified life coach. Have been for a few years now. I run a health and well-being coaching business called Anchored Connections. Currently, I've been working on a big project. I'm preparing to launch a virtual coaching membership hub called True Reality. Named so because, our human experience, the true reality of it all is that you're going to experience the good, you're going to experience the bad. And we need to understand how we operate and how our mind works in order to be able to get through these things as the best version of ourselves. So I'm going to share a video that touches on what this is and how coaching can help manage negative emotions. Not sure what's going on here. Just bear with me a moment.
I'll give Jasmine some time. But yeah, guys, I didn't even tell you guys how the story, like, the Ultimate Globe Digital Planner came by accident, literally by accident. I was literally in a funk. I didn't know. I felt like I was stuck. Usually, like when you have a job, that's your purpose, right? And imagine you don't have a job anymore, and so your purpose is gone, right? So I felt really, really purposeless. I felt really, really stuck, and to be honest, I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere. And the vaccination and the whole situation, that was really, really hard. I had to pray, and I had to, like, beg God, say, look, like, this is my livelihood, and I really feel well in myself, so I don't really think I need the vaccination. But to everyone is different, and so I was in a position where I had to choose: either I have to have it, or I don't have a job. And I don't know if you guys seen on the news with the NHS movement and all that, but that was a decision that I was in. So I was literally unemployed for a good 3 months, and I had to pray and ask God for deliverance. I had to ask God that, look, I need to work. And so He made a way. The NHS movement started, and then before you know it, someone reached out to me, to employ me as a nurse, because I'm a nurse by background, if I haven't mentioned that earlier. I'm an adult nurse, and it's kind of sad that I was not able. Nurses, they need nurses, so it was really sad, for me to not work, and not, because if you don't work, you don't get money, right? So, but luckily, my husband was working at the time, and so we're able to manage. But it was really, really hard. It was really difficult. It was a hard time. But to God be the glory. I'm now employed. I'm waiting to start my work. And through my hardship, through my trial, the glow up planner, the ultimate glow up digital planner that you see there, was birth, and the ebook is coming out, as well, called the Living Life More Purposeful by the 5 Relay Rule. So stay tuned for that, coming out soon. That was by accident as well, right? And in the Bible journal prompt, whole nother story. Prior journal, I also have like a prior journal planner that I made. And initially when I made the prior journal planner here, it was just, I didn't want to make one because there's loads of planners out there already, right? There's a lot of prior journal planners out there already. But I was like, I haven't seen a planner where it has a prior habit tracker. I haven't seen a planner that has journaling pages and prior schedule and all of that. So I decided to make one, and it was just through motivation. While I was unemployed, I was able to, like, launch these products. So if you're ever wondering how am I launching all these things, because I actually have time on my hands. But to God be the glory. I'm gonna start working soon. I love, while I was going through all this, I was still focusing on my YouTube channel. Still pushing out content just as normal. So yeah, so that's my story. I'm just gonna wait. Let me just see if Jasmine is ready now. But if you are enjoying the globe, if you're enjoying the globe event, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know where you're from. Let me just show some comments, because there was some comments showing up as well. There is this one here. So Viz Tally says, powerful stuff. Thank you so much, Viz Tally, for sharing your comment. And then she said, sis, come on, sis. God will bless the work of your hands. Amen. Amen. And then Shanish said, the ultimate glow up is good, sis. Thank you so much for your comment, Shanish. Yeah, so it's just how amazing how God does things. You never plan on certain things. And I've learned that you might want one thing and God has something else bigger in store for you, right? So definitely lean into God's will, because you just never know. And of course, you just have to trust Him. It's hard because, I've been resisting the will of God, and I know that's bad. I wanted to do things my own way, but of course, God is like, no, you can't have that. So yeah, in the end, my way was not working. So you know what your girl had to do: go back to the will of God, right? So of course, I'm just asking God to lead me, and for me to be obedient in His leading as well. And so far, so good. So far, so good. He's been leading me in new places I've never been, publishing journals, ebook coming out, digital planner launching, it's just a whole new beginning that I've never. So I'm literally stepping on new territory. I don't even know it. But of course, I'm not by myself, and that's the beauty about God. God is always going to be with you, leading you every step of the way, right? And don't worry about not seeing, because God sees everything. He knows the future, present, and your past. So, of course, you can trust Him. So, He will lead you to the direction that you're meant to be. So, that's my little encouragement for you guys today. Jasmine, are you ready? Let me know in the chat down below. Let me know in the chat. But guys, if you are interested in any of the products, definitely check in the comment section on YouTube. Those are all the links. And even if you wanna, connect with any of the speakers that have spoken today, their links are in the in the comment box as well. Jasmine, are you ready? Let me see if she's ready. Jasmine? But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what country are you from. I would love to know what country you're from. I'm from the UK. So yeah. I see a few Jamaicans on this live here. So shout out to you. I'm from Jamaica. But of course, I'm now living in the UK now. So let me know in the chats what country you're from. All right, guys, let me just give a pause. One moment. One moment, guys. Let me share this little. Just having a bit of technical difficulty. But let me know in the comments, guys, where are you from? So Gam said Team Zimbabwe, living in the UK though. Yeah. Jasmine, if you're having difficulty, you just need to add the video to the just add the video, because I can see the video. You just need to play the video, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So I can see the video. Let me show you. But just press play. That's all you need to do. Yeah. Let me know if you're ready, Jasmine. Are you ready? Okay, all right. Let me just add you to the stream now. Oh, the camera is off. Sorry, guys. Bear with us. But if you could just tell us in the comments down below, where are you from? I would love to know what country you're from. Just let us know in the comments, and let us know as well how you're enjoying this globe event, right? Just give a shout out. In the meantime, though, as we're waiting for Jasmine, we have like a short little feedback form. Nothing to it. If you could just fill that out if you're on the live, I would really, really appreciate it. Just a short little question about how the event is going. What would what you enjoy about it? What's your favorite part? Let me know. It's down in the description box. I'll add it to the private chat as well as the YouTube live. So if you could just fill that out, I would really, really appreciate it. So that we can, we'll know for next year, for the next Glow Up event, right? Okay, let me just add this in the meantime. All right, guys. Jasmine, just press play. We're ready. Thank you guys for your patience. Let me know in the chat down below where you're from, what country you're from. I would really love to know. It's interesting to see like loads of people from different countries. Jasmine, we can't hear the video. The volume, we can't hear the we can't hear for some reason. It's so strange. Jasmine, I think you have to for it to work, you have to appear on the screen as well, or just just appear on the sidebar, and then the video will play. I think that was the issue with mine as well. Sorry, guys, a bit technical difficulty, but just put you to on the stream. No, we're not hearing anything, Jasmine. Be a technical difficulty, guys. Just trying to figure out how to play the video. But let me know in the comments down below where you're from. And if you could just fill out that short little survey for me, I would really, really, really appreciate it. Okay. Let me just share my screen in the meantime as we Are you ready, Jasmine? Are you ready? What? Your audio is off. Your audio is off. Sorry, guys, just having a bit of technical.
Yeah, unfortunately, to be honest, I mean, we've done it the same as we practiced earlier, but for some reason, one reason or another, it just isn't. It's not playing with the sound. I'm not understanding because it did it earlier, but
okay. Let me add it to the stream. Oops. Okay, and press play. Just put the video up.
Well, extend it to a large screen.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, then I
press,
can't. Yeah,
press
I can't. One moment, and let me just. Here we go. Let's try
Sorry,
again.
Guys.
True Reality is a unique mindfulness community for working parents and is also for health professionals who want to increase their confidence and invest in their personal growth. Inside True Reality, you'll explore and learn the true cause of reoccurring issues you're having, while also learning practical ways of arming yourself with resilience, awareness, and adaptable techniques so you are empowered and prepared for life changes and life challenges that come along. So each month, there will be a new topic to explore and work through, workbooks for selected topics. There'll be written support 24/7 via a coaching forum, and we'll incorporate opportunities for one-to-one coaching. So right now, pre-launch, we are looking to invite a small group of people to become the founding members. This will come with exclusive benefits for those members only. To register your interest and get more information, you can email anchoredconnectionscoaching@gmail.com. Again, anchoredconnectionscoaching@gmail.com, and leave your email address. And there is no obligation with this. So, when looking at how to cope with anxiety and depression, while they are both mood disorders, they have distinct differences. Depression often involves feelings of sadness, hopelessness, worthlessness, low energy, significant weight changes, suicidal thoughts. Anxiety often involves excessive worrying, feeling nervous, and the constant reoccurring feeling of expecting the worst to happen. However, it is important to mention that if you are dealing with emotions that are preventing you from functioning appropriately each day, then you will need to seek the advice of a GP or a therapist. Life coaching is not a replacement of these medical professionals. It is a modern approach for people who are able to function but are dealing with a challenging experience like any life event that is taking place, which may be reoccurring, and they want to do some self-development to have better management of their thoughts and actions, and to be an active participant in the direction their life is taking, and just really want to find ways of enjoying their life. So, to answer how can coaching help you manage anxiety and negative emotions, it's about being coached to do the inner work and really learning to understand that our thoughts create our feelings. So anxiety, happiness, anger, excitement, confidence, sadness are all feelings we create from how we're thinking about something, someone, or the past. And these feelings can lead us to behave and react and respond in certain ways. Therefore, the management of our thinking is key to changing our feelings and our results. So the coaching I do focuses a lot on thought work. And thought work is how you learn to better manage your thought patterns and emotions, learn to detach from negative thoughts, learn to be more mindful, not only of the negative experiences, but also with your positive ones, learn to slow down your primitive brain, which is your amygdala, which is part of your brain. The primitive brain is wired for survival. It continuously scans for danger and threat and will do whatever it can to avoid pain, but it doesn't differentiate between physical pain and emotional pain. So it triggers a full reaction and releases chemicals through your body. So as if you're being attacked or about to be attacked. This was useful in the prehistoric days where you had to have this high alert for real danger. Problem is, in modern society, it's most likely emotional pain that is experienced regularly. So constantly activating the stress response, the anxiety, the overthinking, the worry, the panic is draining emotionally, physically, and mentally, and can and will create other problems, including low self-confidence, low self-esteem, self-worth. So it's understanding when you're being coached, you get this awareness that your mind is so powerful. It is written, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You are the creator of your reality. A lot of what you are telling yourself and thinking and feeling are creating your experiences of your physical world. So with anxiety, your body is repeatedly preparing for an emergency. So your body diverts the blood supply and energy to muscles to help you to fight off an attack or run from a threat. This is also well known as the fight, flight, or freeze mode. And this will eventually affect different areas of your life. And with coaching, This is where the inner thought work comes in, which is what we teach and explore inside the True Reality Hub, which is the virtual coaching. So one of the methods we use, that we love to use for managing anxiety and works well with a lot of other negative emotions, is a tool for processing feelings. It's an effective way to deal with how you're feeling in the moment. So if you're feeling, anxiety or low mood or frustration, any negative emotion, big or small, this works very, very well. So step one is to notice the emotion as it happens, which isn't as easy as it sounds, which is where the coaching comes in, and you get that awareness of your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. But you'll get better at this as you increase your awareness skills. So step one is to notice the emotion as it happens. Step two is to name it and allow yourself to feel that in your body. Not resist it or ignore it. This allowance and this naming it, what it does is it interrupts and drowns out the negative chatter in your mind. Step three is to identify where you feel it and describe it. For example, I feel anxiety. It's in my chest and it feels tight. Again, you're speaking over the negative chatter that would make the feeling bigger. The negative chatter that is running alongside that overwhelming feeling that you're experiencing. So you're just speaking over it and you're just trying to drown that out and you're gaining that control back. So number 4 is to breathe through it. So you draw in slow, deep breaths and you just breathe through it. And doing this is slowing down your nervous system. It's regulating your heart, your blood pressure, your breathing. It's slowing down your thoughts, and it allows you to create a space for some clarity to take place. It allows a space from whatever is triggered this emotion between that and your reaction. It is just creating a space for you to gain that control. So number 5 is to find the thought that is causing the feeling. This takes quite a bit of thought work to really get your head around it and really gain that control. But it is doable, and it is something that is taught and learned within the True Reality Hub. So the aim is to feel better. Not necessarily great or amazing. So don't set yourself up for failure with high expectations. You're not going to go from having, extreme anxiety triggered to living your best life by doing these 5 steps. The aim is to feel better in that moment and just to allow yourself to get through it. It's a gradual process. So what I really don't want to happen here is for you to think you're going to do these 5 steps and all is going to be well. It's a gradual process. As you increase your self-awareness and the spiritual connection with your inner self, your soul, God, nature, the universe, or however you choose to relate it, you will then become more aware and you will have that self-control, and you'll be able to get through these moments or even pick up on these moments before they become a thing. So feeling better is for in the moment and for you to get through it. Actually moving from a negative emotion to more constructive feelings involves processing the emotions, which includes the 5 steps mentioned, but also moves into finding that thought that created the emotion. And that does take some work with your subconscious, because a lot of the time that thought is very well buried. We see the surface reaction and we hear the louder thoughts which are on top. But when you do the thought work, you find the thought, the foundational thought that has triggered these other thoughts, and then the reaction and the response that your body is showing. So after you've processed the emotions using the 5 steps, and we found the thought that has created that emotion, then using something called the emotion scale to move you forward, this tool puts you in an emotional situation where you can move up. It's like a ladder. So you move from one type of negative emotion, and you are aiming to move up the emotional scale until you get to a place of contentment at the very least, and then you continue to move forward. But that again is something that is taught within the hub. The hub will, the True Reality Membership Hub, it will guide you to successfully move from where you are in life to where you desire to be in a realistic and a sustainable way. And it really is transformational, and it changes things. The way you acknowledge your thoughts and take those thoughts captive, which are not for you, also it doesn't serve you either. So ultimately we have been created and blessed with a powerful inner strength and free will. But because as we grow up, we are exposed to different things, different environments, society rules, this clouds this powerful inner strength and the clarity within it. So it takes an open mind, willingness and effort on your part and my part to declutter and just reactivate that powerful inner strength, because it is still there. We just have to learn to quiet our mind, be still, and get back in tune with it. Again, it is written, faith without works is dead. So we have to do our part and pursue it, and the rest will be taken care of. I appreciate your time and hope to see you inside True Reality.
Oh, thank you so much, Jasmine.
You're welcome, finally.
Sorry guys about the technical difficulty, but that was really, really simple. Wow, simple steps to just find clarity, and that's all we need, isn't it? Clarity in our minds. Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for your time. Any thoughts, any afterthoughts? Any thoughts? Jasmine?
To me, oh sorry. No, I think it's just understanding. I think what I really wanted to make clear is with anxiety and depression, which is why I kind of focused on anxiety more so. With depression, although you can work through it with a coach, you can work through low moods and just find what those foundational thoughts are. But with coaching, because it's such a focus on the forward progression rather than unraveling the past, which is where the therapy comes in. So therefore, that's why I didn't really focus on depression quite so much. It works very well alongside therapy if you have a diagnosis of depression and things like that. But yeah, it's just understanding that we have been created in such a way with such a powerful mind that I know in the Bible it talks about renewing your mind, because we are exposed to just so much stuff, especially nowadays. Especially nowadays with social media, and you're accessible to everybody really at the end of the day. So it's a case of us putting in the work, because our soul, it is what it is. If you have a spiritual connection and your connection is with God, then you know that you've been created for a purpose, and you know that you are supposed to have life and it's supposed to be abundant. So, you know, these pressures that the world and our external environment puts on us, it's
Yeah.
not for us. It's not for us. And it's because we grow up in this way, we kind of conform and we get used to it and we just muddle in with everybody else. But, you know, I think it's reminding ourselves that actually we have one of the most powerful tools that God created us with, and we are not to allow the external to control it, because that was not what it was designed for. And I think if we can learn to understand how our mind works better, and then, you know, self-control, I know it's one of the, you know, one of the
Yeah. Fruit of the spirit. Yeah.
it's just learning those things and going back to the drawing board, really, at the end of the day. And with thought work, that's kind of what you are trying to do. You're trying to remove all the external additions and all the things that have come along with that. And you're just trying to get back to basics. You're trying to get back in tune to what you were designed to be and what you were designed to do in the first place. We've become attached from the vine in many different ways, with busyness and, you know, with modern society. And it's just about trying to figure out, how can I get back to where I am supposed to be? And it's just understanding that, you know, how your mind works and how you react to certain things. And it's about creating that space so that you can gain that control and you don't get carried away with everything else, as, you know, as the world would like us to.
Yeah, definitely. The world is just, I don't know. To me, sometimes I just feel like there's just noise all around, and I'm just in the middle.
Sure. Yeah.
And but you know, I really can relate when you said in the video to quiet your mind. We really do need to, you know, you have the power to quiet your mind. You know, you don't just go with the flow. I've learned recently in this, you know, in this season that, you know, you might have negative thoughts, but you have control over those negative thoughts. You just
Yes.
need to, you know, not listen to those thoughts, because remember, you have to have self control over those thoughts. So I've learned that you can train your mind to think on good things
For
versus
sure.
the negative things, you know,
For
and it
sure.
will change your life big time. In the planner, there is like a mood summary like it's like a mood summary tracker, right? So every day I would literally track my mood, and based on the week. So for example, I track in a week, right, my mood, and I look, okay, one day I'm happy, next day I'm sad, next day I can see that there's a fluctuation in my mood. But then if there's like, you know, that one feeling that is, it happens 3 times within that week, I know that that's my overall average mood. And that's how I kind of, you know, that's how I use the planner as well. So yeah, you know, you just have to just try and quiet your mind, go get to a quiet space. That's one of the habits that I have in the planner. Just to have like a quiet retreat, you know, just simply like, you know, in the beanbag, quiet, no noise, and
Yeah.
just trying to like get connected with your feelings as well through journaling. You know, I shared with you guys in the video the benefits of journaling, because I've done journaling for so long, and it has truly helped me to get where I am. So yeah, Jasmine, lovely, lovely video, and thank you for sharing your expertise. You know, if you guys want to connect with Jasmine, there's her email, which is anchoredconnectioncoaching@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
So sorry about technical difficulty, guys. It's been it's been amazing, but you know what, it's fine. You know, it's fine that, you know, we've made it near to the end, and I just want to quickly say thanks. Just before I announce the winners, I just want to say a quick thank you speech. So thank you, first of all, to God for all the strength to be able to plan this event. Like, if it wasn't for God, this event would not have happened, right? So I just want to thank God for his strength, for helping me to come up with this idea, come up with a planner, come up with the whole aspect of combining faith and mental health, because it is possible to combine both faith and mental health. Instead of separating the two, you can combine them, and it's a lovely, you know, it's a perfect combination to combine faith, and mental health. I just want to thank you for all the prayers and all the support from my family. And of course, shout out to WMV Ministry for all the prayers and all the support. God bless you all. Thank you to my coach, my business coach, that has been supporting me towards this event. And to all the speakers, thank you so much to all the speakers that have participated today in this wonderful event. Thank you so much, because my words are not enough of how much I appreciate your voluntary contribution. The knowledge that you have shared today is worth more than gold and rubies. And I pray nothing but success for you guys in all your endeavors, and even in your businesses and in your future careers. I really hope that I hope for success in all of that. I just want to thank you all, whether you're watching live on this video or you're watching on the replay. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this glow up event. If it wasn't for you, this event would not have been possible either, because it was literally your encouragement and overall support that pushed me to have this glow up event as well. And I just pray that you've learned something today, and it truly enrich your mind and soul. That is the slogan that Exodus Promise stand for. We enrich your mind and your soul, and truly to remember to glow up in every area of your life. So now that I've said my thank you speech, I just want to announce the winners that have signed up to the glow up event. Truly, because this planner has blessed my heart, I wanted to give away this planner here. And providing that you're good with digital, let's hope that you're good with digital technology. This will truly bless your heart, because it has changed my own life, and that is from a personal experience. So that's why I was so happy to give away this planner to. So we have 4 winners. That have won this globe event. So the first one is Vanessa. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for signing up to the globe event. Salome, thank you so much for signing up to the event. Shanish, thank you so much for signing up to the event. And Gloria, thank you so much for signing up. So thank you guys for showing up and signing up. And I just really hope that this planner add value to your life, because that's what we are all about anyway. Adding value, enriching your mind and your soul. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if the guest has any guest speaker have anything else to say. Let me quickly add them to the live to have any words. Gams, Jasmine, any words of encouragement to us, to the viewers?
I'll just say thank you so much, everyone who spoke. I took away a lot from that. It was very educational, and I hope I'll be able to watch it back if it's on your YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
I learned a lot, and I feel like it's just made me feel even more confident in terms of, I feel like as someone who went through anxiety, all these types of like opportunities help me to relieve that, if that makes sense. Just like constantly talking about it and making it a normal topic where it's not like, oh, we're talking about mental health. It's just like we talk about it now. It's normal. It's part of our normal conversations. We don't have to make it something big. So I just appreciate all of that, and thank you for being obedient to Jesus, Sade, doing this, and everyone else who also.
It was not easy, but it was not easy.
The enemy tried, but he didn't prosper.
I have not slept well, like at all.
Bless you. You'll sleep well tonight.
Trust me. It's finally here. I've been planning this event for like a whole month.
God bless.
God.
Yeah, any thoughts, Jasmine?
Well, I'm just about to say thank you for putting it together. It's amazing. Yeah. And I do think that the stories that we've heard and the experiences and the testimonies have been really rewarding. There's something to take away from all of it, really, because I think normalizing mental health is what we're
that's the challenge, isn't it?
Because it is normal. Everyone goes through something at some point, and it's nothing to be ashamed of at all. So I'm just glad that we're speaking about it.
Yeah, I think the difficulty about mental health is that because you can't really see it, I think that's how people kind of have difficulty in approaching it. But it's something to talk about, It's very important, because I've experienced it my own self. If your mental health is not right, Your physical health would not be right. Your spiritual health would not be right. Your financial life and relational, everything will not be right. So you really need your mental health to be up there.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for your valuable. I'll be rewatching this to take down the techniques that you've shown, Jasmine, and encouragement and little pointers that you've shared, Gams, and even the story that Naya showed and everyone else, even Natalie as well. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And yeah, that's it. Signing out.
Have a
Oops. Sorry, Jasmine. Sorry, Gams. You were saying?
have a good evening.
Thank you. Same to you guys. So, guys, we're signing out to the Globe event. I just want to thank you so much for all your support. All my subscribers, if you're watching, thank you so much for watching this event and supporting me. Signing out, guys. One more time. Hey. Thank you, guys. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this event truly helped you to glow up and show up in your own life. Peace.